Yeah, so cool. I think we are online. Yes, we are live. And this is a gauntlet game. And it's a live action online game. And it's an experiment. So I have put together the top crew of the gauntlet. Like all of my favorite players who are able to play in this time zone, or are actually not able to play in this time zone, but still make it, although they played all night long yesterday. Congratulations, we're together. Yes. So we play Endgame, which is a LARP by David Hertz. And it's a LARP about eSport professionals who, in his LARP, live together in their gaming house. So it's a professional league, and they have complicated decisions to make because they lost the most important match this season and got relegated and are out of the professional realm. They can't make a living anymore. We are playing the live action online game version of this. And that means that we need to make a couple of changes. And one important one, very interesting one, is that in this game you have 2 rooms. And you can move back and forth between these 2 rooms. And we want to have a similar experience. So what we did is we have 2 YouTube live streams to which we stream. And in the game, we are 100% in character for the 60 minutes of actual play. And our characters can move back and forth between these rooms. It's an experiment. We will see how it works. I very much hope that my internet connection is stable. This morning, I had like 10 minutes out of electricity. And so it's done already. That's my hope. And we are back online now from now on. And so let's get into the game. So first of all, I have made a proper Google spreadsheet, and you have all access to it. And when you go to the tab Setup, you will see an agenda talking about 2 to 3 hours of gaming time. The actual game is just 60 minutes in the middle, but we will also incorporate time for debrief. We will allow us to extend scenes if we consider the game to run a little bit longer. That would be fine. And we also take all the time we need for character creation and getting to understand the technical challenge we have imposed ourselves onto. And so let's see how long it takes, but it will not be longer than 3 hours for sure. So first of all, I read the welcome to you. And you know a little bit already, but let's go formally through this. In this game, players take the role of members of an eSports team that has just lost its spot in the Professional League Masters Association online circuit, LMAO, as they prepare to shut down the platform. So we are in our social room. This is our platform. We don't have a house because we are a live action online game and we want to be 100% in character sitting in front of our computers. We are about to shut down our platform, our Slack, Discord, whatever, which we have used to communicate and game with each other, as well as shared our live with our fans. Each of them must decide what they'll do now. Some want the team to stick together, others to strike out on their own, and a few may want to leave the game behind. The characters have difficult decisions to make about their ambitions, their loyalties, and their priorities in life. What will they decide? That's the tough question we have to ask ourselves while in the game. And each player has a different perspective on that, but it's also absolutely up to you what kind of feeling you have your character should have. This is, although some people might assume that because we are 100% in character, this is not about immersion as more in any sense than it is in a tabletop game. So if you think the story is more exciting by your character taking a certain twist or change in their role, you should definitely do so. We want to tell an exciting story together. And so while our circuits are running in character, at the same time, we also take care for our fellow players if they feel well, if they feel entertained, if they feel being part of the game, etc. So all of that is still very important to us and shall not be lost. I've also done a little CATS exercise, content, aim, tone, subject matter. And so I would like to stay together with you what our aim is. So this is an experimental laog, live action online game with 2 digital rooms. So we also want to see how this works with the games, and feel free to move even more between the rooms, even if it doesn't feel necessary at that moment. So in the end of the experiment, it could be that we learn that it's just too much effort for not enough gain, but we should at least give it a try. And we want to see a precise, dramatic in tone, story of characters, and be 100% in character. The tone is that like a kind of a family drama, like with many of sports movies and so on. Even if we are not family by blood, we have lived and worked together so many hours, 20 hours of training every day, every week. We are like family, and this is how we feel for each other. We might be sad, bitter, but also hopeful, nostalgic. Some of us might not be willing to let go, although they should. Others are very ambitious and even manipulative. So in terms of subject matter, we are not replicating toxic parts of gaming culture. It exists, and we, unfortunately, as outsiders, I often feel that it's very prominent. I think if you go into that scene, you see very, very different facets, and also a very welcoming community. I'm not a gamer in that sense. I'm this other part of the gaming community, so I don't want to insult anybody else's culture. And we should be open and curious about. We have some players with more experience in the gaming community, the esports community even. Hello, Matthias. And but those who don't need to be afraid. Just stay curious and open-minded, and don't be just this toxic gamer guy. However, verbal attacks, even screaming or social pressure, whatever you feel appropriate for your character, could happen. If you do something a little bit over the top, you could check in our chat beforehand, for example, to see if it's okay for the others. Others can also easily write you and talk with you. There is a way in Google Chat to write people private messages. I haven't figured that out, unfortunately, beforehand. If somebody knows, you can write that in the in our Hangout chat. So sometimes it's easier to check in with somebody privately, to have that conversation privately, possibly. That's totally okay. The X card is on the table. So write an X into our out-of-game chat, and everybody is supposed to have a look there as often as possible to see if something gets a little bit shaky, or if you want to just to see something being done differently. So don't attack people, if possible, on level of sexism, ableism, or racism, or whatever bullshit is out there, but try to be innovative in your swearing and insulting of others. If it happens, because we are all human beings and trained to do that, if you use the sexist word, I think it's also totally okay, and we will incorporate it and understand it. I think don't be worried that you say something which in the end you preferred not having had said. So the next important point for me is responsibility roles. And now you look together with me at this table. I actually could share this. I don't know which actually in the end will be recorded. That would be I can't actually see who is recorded because I turned off the video and everything from the computer which is recording this. I'm pretty sure it's still recorded. If anybody has the chance of you to check the YouTube live stream of what we are right now doing, that would be cool, because then I can see if it works at all. Anyway, okay, but responsibility roles is something we should have a look together at, and I will quickly move my shared screen to that window so we can have a discussion about that together there. All right, so what we see here is a table with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different responsibility roles. So to share the burden of facilitating a game, I would like to ask each of you to think about if you want to take over one of the duties or responsibilities described in there. There's a little bit more detail on the bottom of this. So I'm currently doing orientation, so I put my name in there, Gerrit. We are 6 people. I will also be the in-game game master, because that's another thing which happens in this game. There is a game master. Somebody's taking over the roles of NPCs and is a little bit like pushing the game into a certain direction if necessary and keeping an eye on everything. I don't have a character, a unique character. But we also would like to need somebody looking for time, setting the timer, reminding in chat when time is getting short, etc. Since I'm the GM and don't have a character to play, I would also pick up that role. But tech help is something I would like to ask somebody else to do, because if I get lost because when Guatemalan networks are collapsing or anything, it would be great if somebody else could find a way to continue playing, gather people in the hangout and everything. So whoever has his mind, her mind ready while still playing in character, that would be great if you put your name in there. I also have studied and even written the rules, so I will also pick the rules. But here, sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, I could do tech help because I have the streams running, so I even see if the streams are running. And Thomas kind of a little bit in that role, at least as a administrator for one stream. But if I have an eye on it, I can let you know if something happens there or it's an issue.
Ah, cool. That sounds good. So. Thank you very much. So I put your name in there, in this document. Okay. And one important role I would like to hand over to somebody else is the debrief. Debrief is rather simple, I can say here. You moderate the debrief by just handing the microphone around the table, and there's a text you can read out if you don't want to do it in your own words. So at the bottom of this setup, you see the list of what will be done at debrief. So if you pick that role, it's not that complicated. But I really like the idea that the facilitator, who was like under tension before the game while explaining it, and possibly even as a GM in the game, can lean back and let it all in what happens. So if one of you has...
I'm willing to do that. It's at least something I can help with, unlike tech, which I'm hopelessly terrible at.
Well, you are recording your own videos very successfully and making wonderful YouTube thumbnails. Don't know what else you would like to learn. Yeah, cool. Thank you very much, Tyler. All right. Then we are getting closer and closer, actually, to playing the game and learning about the characters and everything. And for that, what we do is we move over to a separate tab, which is called the pitch, because there's something to be read. And then you pick characters. And I will tell you already now, it's about first come, first serve. Pick your character and don't mind if anybody else could also like to play it or anything, or if you don't mind which exactly. But instead, if somebody is unhappy in the end, we can easily trade back and forth. All right. So if you have a character in the end you like to see, then straight jump at it. And you do that by going into the main tab and type where it says player 1, player 2, player 3. This is where you type your name in. And then you have your character. All right, let's move to the pitch. It's another text to be read. And you can follow me by reading the text by yourself a little bit faster than I do. I do that possibly for the audience. So no problem if you jump forward. The situation. Are there any questions, any issues already you would like to mention? Anything you would like to have? All right. The situation. The team started the season with big or high hopes. But losing the promotion tournament meant losing your spot in the professional circuit, your salaries, your sponsorships, and the platform where you hosted your team exercises and fan area, etc. It's all gone. It's shut down today, and you are spending one last evening together on the platform. This could be the last time you're all together. Your last chance to keep the team in one piece and try to make a comeback, if that's what you want. Staying together means months climbing the amateur league just for a shot at the big time. Splitting up might net you an offer from another pro team or nothing. It could be time to start planning for your life after the league. You're packed and ready to go. All that's left is to figure out what you're doing with your life. eSport. The game which we play, and we will later create our game by finding a name and what this game is about, is a video game in which 2 teams of 5 players compete, choosing avatars with unique powers and dueling across a digital playing field to capture objectives that will win them the match. Sounds generic enough that we can imagine anything under it. In just 5 years, the game spawned an international following of tens of millions. Competition to enter the pro scene is fierce. Hordes of young hopefuls, mostly ages 18 to 25, vie for a handful of positions, dreaming of fame and fortune. A few rising stars get offers from pro teams, but most have to fight through the promotion tournament where the best amateur teams play the lowest ranked pro teams for a limited number of spots in the professional league. Those who make it will get to take the stage, watched by millions of fans from around the world as they play. Behind the scenes, things aren't as glamorous as players or fans expect. Pro salaries cover necessities, but only the best or most popular players get the sponsorships and tournament prizes that make them wealthy. Players spend most of their time on the sponsor's platform, where they practice with teammates, devoting up to 12 hours a day to the intense practice required to keep their jobs. The platform is also the place to exchange with fans and do promos. The threat of the promotion tournament hangs over their heads always, and the pressure to stay competitive often leads to burnout. Most players retire by their mid-20s. Some transition to coaching, others become commentators and entertainers, while most disappear from the scene to lead quiet lives. And so we have 5 characters in our team. There's the captain, who is the team founder, with tough choices to make about who should stay or go, including themselves. There's the star, a huge talent with an even bigger anger problem. There's the veteran, an old-timer with a new life that may not fit into this game. There's the rookie, a kid with no idea and what to do with if this team splits up. They just arrived, so to say. They're not for long in. And the mascot, a fan favorite with fond memories of what the game was like before it became such a big thing. So now, choose characters, and then we return to this page to create our team as well. But first of all, we go back to picking characters. Just type in your name, and then I will explain the meta technique and play areas, but take your time to read your character description details now.
I like captain, but I could also do mascot if somebody really wants captain.
Yes.
I went and grabbed the veteran.
I'm feeling star.
Yeah.
Guess we're left with the noobs then, Lauren.
Yeah, I grabbed mascot.
Cool.
Good.
I have a question just about the premise, because the premise is, like you said, it's a little bit open-ended as far as what the game is that we're playing. And I think a lot of us are imagining that, you know, or I know I'm imagining, you know, just some of those like shooter games or things like that, right? You know, some kind of game where everybody goes together as a team and, you know, tries to take on either other teams or just enemies or whatever. But is it possible that this setting, do we need to define anything about the kind of games that we play, or do we want to just all explore that during play?
After we explained the meta techniques, we return to the team and game creation. And there are a couple of questions, and each of us contributes a little bit to the fiction. So I already like your way of thinking, because
Awesome.
It's exactly what we will do. We will give our game a name and also like what makes this game unique. And I think it's totally okay to have something which wouldn't have a chance in reality to exist, for example. or uses a new technology which isn't around yet. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so if you already want to have a sneak peek, you can go to the pitch again, and there you see 5 questions about the team and the game already defined. And in the setup page, you can see that under finalize character creation. Yeah. But let's first take 2 or 3 minutes to that you have time to read your character description. Or have you done that already all? I guess not. Because when would you have done that? There are also things to do, like picking a name and stuff like that. And the character name, by the way, also at least needs to go into the field where it currently says character name. I can do that quickly because there are lots of automatic links. Oops, yeah. Yeah. Cool. Cool. So yeah, but I like that the name is so big, so large and big down there. So maybe you even could leave that there. Yeah. Good for me. Too. There is space. The space is not used. Cool. I think that all looks good. Looks so good. I will do the screen sharing again if you don't mind. So, yeah. So, from what I can see.
So on the tab with our user, it says use these fields to write a message, and you can edit it.
The decision tabs, they come at the end of the game.
Oh, got it. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a last minute meta technique, which I should not forget to explain now. But first of all, maybe in the Hangout chat, you can give me a sign if you feel ready, or also verbally in the Hangout, if you feel ready to continue with the meta techniques. Feel ready for your character. We also make a character introduction, so you don't have to have a look at the others yet. Cool. So, do you all feel ready? Yes, yes. Cool, yeah. Then, let's move over to the meta techniques. I see there's Dark Lord Noon 9, Supernova, Kitty Cat, and B10 Divinity? Or do I just can't read lead? Maybe. Cool, yeah, but we will learn about them. Yeah. So far, that looks promising. Cool. There are 3 meta techniques, only 2 explained in this document. The last one is explained, but only at the end, at the final scene part. So first of all, we have this meta technique that we have play areas. We have the out-of-game chat, the game room, and the social room. We have already tried before we went online to see if we can easily move to the other room or not. What do you think? Should we test that again, or do you feel comfortable by to move over at the time when the time has come?
I can't say I feel comfortable, but
yes. I think for the fun of it, we could try it, and it's not only for the fun of it, but it also would make a lot of sense. So
for the audience watching,
yes, that could also be nice. Yes. All right, then let's do that. So let's move over to the other area, because that will be our second room in which we play. I can, if you like, I can post the link again into the Hangout chat.
It's also in the document, right? In the spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's also in the spreadsheet. So we move over here. And
back, let's socialize.
ooh.
we are all back. We just went over. Yeah. To the neighbor stream. Oh, Lauren. Yeah, you're also there. Cool. Okay, so this is our first meta technique. I hope that feels all right. Yeah, it's making me nervous as well. Cool. The other meta technique we need to talk about is the story prompts. So every 10 minutes, and I will write when the 10 minutes approach, the every 10 minutes approach, each character has a story prompt they shall bring into the game. So the first, and the story prompts have they shall help us to move more fluidly between the rooms, that we don't like diffuse for too long in one room and forget to move, or we don't know when to move, and not somebody wants to move and then somebody others doesn't know if to follow or not, whatever. So for example, after 10 minutes in the game, we start all in the social room, and after 10 minutes, only 3 gamers plus the GM will stay in the room, in the social room, because they will do the recap of the last game, which is usually a super funny thing, because we always won. But the last match and the others before, they were not so funny. So let's see how that works. And the player, in this case, that's the mascot, that is Lauren, is has the responsibility to think a little bit beforehand about it. There is a fan who is like a Patreon person who has pledged a little bit more money. My camera has a short circuit. So there's a fan with us who can ask questions and is totally excited to be with you for sure. If you have something you would like to let to know me as the NPC in the scene, write it in your character notes, right next to the story prompt in our sheet, so I can see that and accommodate what you had in mind. So looking at the story prompts, the next one is an interview with the rookie as the newcomer in the game, and so there's a journalist joining us, and so it's up to you to decide, as the one who has the scene under control, who you would like to have with you, and the others should then leave the room and go to the other room. And in the table on top of the main document, I hope you can see that, otherwise I could share that again with you, cells E4 and so on, it says there's a summary, like in which room does the scene happen, how many people are in there, and what is the GM doing in that scene. The scenes are very short and very focused, and they can be a lot of fun. They can be a little bit over the top. That's totally fine. The idea is you have this very short scene, and then we are split up in new subgroups. And the group in the other room can have their own conversation about what is going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
It often mentions you're supposed to ask the others to leave the room. Is that a meta commentary, or is that supposed to happen in character?
I was thinking about in character,
okay.
Although technically it for sure is a little bit weird. You would just create a new room, right? If you meet a journalist, for example. You would not ask the others to leave the main room and let the journalist enter your sacred inner room.
Maybe we could have like a key phrase or something, like, "Hey, could you give me some room?" or something like that, so that everybody understands. Oh, yeah, I'm following up on a prompt. And if you have to invite another, then it's very natural to say, "But you please stay," or "Can I have?"
Yeah, that makes sense. Exactly. I think in many situations it could come quite naturally. Like, for example, oh, we still have to do this stupid product presentation because we were identified as influencers. Can the rest of you please go? And Dark Lord, can you stay with me and do this nonsense? You know, like this. But for yeah.
That sounds like our good backup, like safe word, right? What was it again, Matthias? It was.
Can you give me some room?
Can you give me some room? So if the in character stuff doesn't seem to be working, you can be like, "Can you give me some room?"
That sounds good. Yeah, cool. Okay, then that's the second meta technique. The last one comes at the end of the game, and that is something which is interesting because it could be copied to any other game. It's like we leave. Just as in So Mama made the sex tape, who played there with me knows about that, by switching our camera and our microphone off. There's a description also at the end, and I will also break character as a GM anyway, to give you that information and what has to happen then. And when we are all faded to black, then we each write an email to the group. And this is what these tabs are for. When you enter the tab, there is a template text in there, which definitely will not be true. The template text, because it says, "I'm totally happy, what a super cool conversation. Now let's continue being a team." Let's see. So you write a letter, and then you can test that. You go into your sheet, and then you press like the select send email when ready, when you're in your tab, and then you select send email, and that makes the formula write your text into our decision. If you want to, I can share my screen with you again for that, and then you see what has happened.
Oh, so that's really interesting. So we're gonna each separately, we'll be on our own tab, not seeing what the other person's doing.
Yes.
But then when we're all done typing our stuff in our tab, then we hit that button and it all goes here.
Yes. So as soon as you're ready with your text, you move over to our decision, and then you see the other emails coming in from the others. Like if one of you could finish their email by switching that button, you see it appearing there. So we have our own inbox and can read that together then. And then that's our final statement, and that's when the game is over. So, the captain has also written his email. Yeah. Cool. Let's see how that works. I'm very curious if that makes any sense in the end. Good. Cool. So let's reverse that send email quickly. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to reverse the email, just use the drop down to choose the other field again, and then your email disappears again. Cool. That's it from that. And now we do the team and game creation. So take turns from bottom to top. So we start with the mascot, and then the rookie comes, veteran, star, and captain last. And then we go reverse for character details. On the setup, you find under finalize character creation a couple of questions. You can pick whatever you want, or you just follow the order which is given there, or you come up with your own questions. If you have something you absolutely think we should have as a team, or what the game should be about, this is the opportunity to throw it in. So for example, I could ask Lauren, what's the team's name and why? But she could also pick any other question from the list. Lauren, do you have something? And I will enter that in the pitch field, by the way. Name of our team.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm just gonna grab a hand.
Or the game.
I think I'm just trying to think back to like my days of like online gaming and stuff and that kind of thing. I think we are the Radical Ratchets.
Cool. Do you type it in on the pitch page, or shall I do that?
I think it's cool.
It's in there. The Radical Ratchets. Cool. How did we come to that name?
I like to think it goes back to like when, because we started out this game as kind of like a fun thing and stuff, and like we've got the team together, and like we didn't know if it was going to go anywhere, and so like I think Radical Ratchets is kind of like a cool like punky fun team name, and like it's a bit lame now, but that's like who we started out as, and that's who we are, and that's super cool.
Yeah. Thank you. So who's next?
Looks like the rookie, right? Yeah.
Yes. Mikael.
Yeah. So which game? Well, are we supposed to choose like real esports games? That's the.
Do whatever you want. I'm cool if you make something up that's not in reality or something that is or whatever.
Totes.
Yeah, I would prefer our own game.
Okay, so I have to. Yeah, so you would prefer that I make up a game?
I would prefer that, yes, but I will accept any decision. Like the game you always wanted to play.
Well, if I only knew that.
It's a story game, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make for good esports. Let's see.
You never know. You don't know what the future might hold.
It's true.
There will be this one little game written in Codex that one day takes the world by storm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna call it. Oh my god, I have so much bad ideas. Well, okay, I'm gonna call it. Let's go with Codex something. League of Codex.
Yeah. Cool. Now we only need to bring Gauntlet City in, and we are all fixed.
So that was question number 2, right? What's the game's name and what makes it such a hype?
Yeah.
I mean, what makes it such a hype? I guess they're trying to brand it with being a less toxic community. I'm gonna say that.
Cool.
They have moderation tools. As someone who has been active in esports, I think that is. Yes.
Yes. All right.
So it sounds like we've gone out of reality.
Yes.
So now it's whose turn?
It's the veteran's turn. That's me.
You.
So I'm going to grab the one which says, what is such a cool mechanic in the game that requires a specific skill? So I think that unlike traditional games, which were very, like this game, it's like the peak of what we have as far as like AI generated content, right? So like the game itself is almost like a GM doing a story game, and we're responding to that. So like the game is almost like we have improvisational skills, but combined with story skills and like, you know, almost like we're all skilled at doing TV dramas or movies or things like that. So I think the way the game works, it's not like 100% live, like you're seeing it just as we do it, but you're seeing it like a couple of seconds later, and we're having time to like frame cameras or, you know, show what our character's doing or kind of like change something up real quick or making a lot of interactions. So I think we're like, you know, we started as like story gamers way back in the day when tabletop RPGs was like a small thing. And now this is TV, right? This is what people watch.
Yes. Cool. Good. So this is we are great in the game because you need the skills. Yeah, cool.
Hopefully there's not too much bleed with this one.
All right. Next turns is
the star, I think.
The star.
So our fans are the best because our fans regularly win the cosplay contests that reenact the outcomes of the games. right? Because at the end you arrive at some kind of story, and I think, yeah, we've kind of tapped in, or had tapped into that market where we're like have this legacy where we know, okay, yeah, like right there, memes about our stories that we've created that have been carried virally through the entire thing. Everybody still talks about League Season 3, and yeah, the magic that can't be recreated from the early days, that kind of stuff.
So finally, Tyler, do you want to tell us about the logo, or do we have a jingle, or?
Yeah. I think our logo, we have probably the, I think we've got the skull and crossbones, but instead of the crossbones, we've got crossed ratchets, and it's all flamed around it. And I think our music is probably, hell, I like Iron Man by Rush.
Iron Man by Rush, yes. You decided it, you're the captain. Cool. All right, thank you very much. Everybody's happy with what we know about the game and the League of Codex, the non-toxic story game with cosplayer fans and skulls and cross ratchets and Iron Man? I would say so. The radical ratchets are ready to rumble. So we go from top to bottom now with character details, which is at the same time the character introduction. So I would like to know that you explain yourself a little bit, who you are, who you play, your name, and but also give us one little detail about your character from last season. And I gave like a couple of suggestions, like for example, a moment everybody still remembers, like an incident or something, or a personality trait which became very relevant in last season, in the team or in the game, and maybe a habit or a bad habit, a good habit everybody knows you for. Like,
all right,
what you do. And yeah, but first of all, like just a very short introduction of your character, who you are, and how to pronounce your name.
All right. Well, I'm Dark Lord, and I'm captain of the team. I put us together years ago. I tend to play our control character. I tend to do battlefield control and command set and support. I'm not the greatest at speed in our game, but I'm really good at battlefield read. Everybody knows I have a bit of a habit of I smoke like a chimney the entire time I'm playing, and occasionally I will take a drink or two while we're playing, which has caused me to be sloppy on occasions, and may have been what happened in our last one. I might have been a little overconfident and was celebrating a bit before time.
Cool. Thank you very much. So next is our star.
Yeah, so I'm Noon 9. Actual name is Rasmus. But yeah, I don't think I even like to be called that. And I think one of the key memories from last season was definitely was where we completely botched the early game and I had to carry us to victory, and completely turned around the game by going full into a tragic hero play to lose story mode way that turned everything around and gave everything that happened beforehand that seemed silly and out of whack a completely new meaning. That's how I carried us to victory in that game.
So you're not the person who is so proud how often the X card was used against them.
Yeah, that's an interesting metric for game analysis in this type of game. Yeah.
Oh, bad. No, don't do that at home.
All right, so then the veteran.
The veteran, yes.
So I'm Supernova. I sometimes I'm known as the one who takes the game too seriously. I don't play any of the Gonzo characters. Oftentimes I get I do way too many flashbacks. I do introspection. I'll do some of the serious characters. I'm gonna say pronoun check. Good call. I'm gonna say Supernova. You know what? I think it goes back and forth. I think in real life, I'm gonna say that my character is non-binary, but per episode, like she, he, all over the place, because but always with that same personality, right? It's always like a bit too serious, and it almost would feel tired. Like fans would get tired of that, but there's always like it links in the other characters, right? So like any good story gaming, right? I mean, there's that that feedback, right? So when those events occur, people are always looking a little bit close, even though they're a little bit like, oh, here she goes again, or here he goes again. There's a little bit of that. Oh, wait. Oh, did you hear what she said? Oh yeah, that links in with that. You know what I mean? So it's also kind of like interesting. It doesn't get too old. So that's Supernova.
Cool. Next is Rookie.
Yeah, I'm Kitty Cat. I'm the rookie. I'm 16. I'm comfortable with both he, him, and they, them. And I think my biggest strength is that I'm very creative. I can come up with some whack stuff, and just also I think but also sometimes it just falls flat, especially if the other characters have done introspection stuff and I haven't picked up what they were doing, and then I just went in a complete so that's my problem sometimes, but I'm practicing very hard. Actually, the team has put me on story game duty 20 hours a week. So that's me.
16.
Hi, I'm B10 Divinity, but I think most people would just call me B10 or B or Beats or whatever you want. It's totally fine by me. I know B10 Divinity is a bit of a mouthful, but you know what? I've been in this game a long time, and back when I made my name or my gamer tag, I didn't realize this is going to be a long decision. And you know what? B10 is my favorite Vitamin. And Divinity was just a game I was playing at the time, so I was I was mash them together. Yes, I regret it. I really regret it. But now I'm at a point where it's just who I am now, and I can't change that. And you know what? I'll just live with my bad mistakes. I think one habit I have, I don't know if it's good or bad. It kind of depends upon how annoying you find it. But I unironically use LOL. So I'll be talking and stuff, and I'll just be like, lol. or like love out. I just use yeah, I definitely use like internet acronyms and stuff like unironically.
Yeah, welcome, team. It's already sad to know that you probably won't stay all together, but that maybe some decide to give it another try. Yeah? Although you're not paid and it needs some endurance. Cool. So we are so close to start actual play. Do we all feel ready to do that? We will do a break before, and we will join the game room for that. So we leave this one, and after 5 minutes, we return. You could also already return to the other one and just switch your microphone and your camera off, and the game begins exactly 16. 16 is good? Yeah. And then what happens is we just come together, like we are just switching sitting in our desk at home. We are 100% in character. Whatever happens behind you, noises or whatever you can incorporate into your play, we are our characters for a time. I'm the GM. I don't play a role. I switch my camera and my microphone off, but I will have plenty of NPCs to play, so it will definitely not be boring. I will also make like little remarks in the Hangout whenever necessary. And the first 10-minute break, so what happens at the 10th minute, and is that the mascot is asking for the recap of the last game. And I will then, for example, join as a fan. So after 10 minutes, this will happen. And the recap will happen in the social room. That means 3 of you will be asked to join in the social room and switch the room and do the recap in the social room. And the other 2 stay in the game room and can continue talking in a more private manner. 100% in character. After 20 minutes, we will have the next break. Sounds good? Cool. So 16 passed, and then the 10 minutes break is always at 6 something. Cool. Okay. Now there comes this next scary moment of leaving this hangout and joining another one. See you over there at 16 past. Hi all! Hi everybody!
Hi there.
Hey.
Hey, do you know me? First time you see me, right?
It's nice to meet you. We're always happy to meet somebody who, you know, has given us much support as you have.
Mm.
You remember my
Thank you
name?
very much.
Why don't you remind us so that everybody watching can get to know you? We always like to give a chance for a person to introduce themselves.
Are we live already?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are live.
Pronto.
And feel free to tell like your name and your pronouns and all that jazz. Like, yeah.
I'm Pronto. I'm they, them. I'm the dinosaur cosplayer, like from Jurassic Park. I play all the dinosaurs.
Rock on.
Pleasure to meet you. Oh, your picture's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
It's so great to see you. But when do we see? Like I'm still waiting for Supernova.
Well, Nova's out playing at the moment, but we took time to drop in here to get a chance to talk with you, to give you that chance to give us a little feedback.
But she's the best.
Oh, she's super great.
Nova is indeed one of the best players you're ever going to find. I hope we didn't disappoint you, though.
I think you will make it. I mean, even amateur, I will be always with you. I'm your biggest fan.
Aw.
Tell me, what went wrong? Dark Lord, I didn't see your line anymore at the end of the season.
Well, you know, things got a little off. You know, it's always the case that a team has rises and falls. And we're going to go back. We're going to kind of retool. We're looking at some things. We're coming up with new ideas. And I think what everybody really enjoys is seeing us, you know, traveling through. It's the getting there. And nobody does a journey like we do.
Mm-hmm. Do you already have a replacement for Kitty Cat? I think she's not performing. Look at her numbers.
Oh, I don't think we're going to be talking like that now.
Sorry, yeah, Kitty Cat, but I just don't see it in you.
No, Kitty Cat's great. Like, I mean, I appreciate your candid feedback, obviously. But, like, you know, just Kitty Cat's got her own thing going, and just give them space. And, yeah, I think
just too young. A 16-year-old can't have any stories in their head. I'm 52. I have stories.
Kat is, of course, an exceptional member of the team. And Kat, why don't you respond to this? Let's tell Pronto here maybe a little bit of what you've got in store ahead for folks.
No, I'm practicing. I know I did some mistakes last season, but I'm confident that with practice and also, like, of course, mentorship from my nice.
I can't hear you. You're not talking loud enough. Don't you have your mic next to you?
I do.
But you hear.
Hey, old man, you gotta listen sometimes.
I can hear everybody else clearly. I'm talking for 52% of the fan base. I've made a survey yesterday.
Oh, well. I don't know.
Hey, Kat. Look, there are no mistakes. They're just like happy little accidents. And you know what? You can't dwell too much on like those times that make you feel less good, because like you're great. Just like embrace that like good storytelling, like bleedy stuff that you've got going on in there, and like just yeah. I see it in you. You're gonna be good.
Try.
My time is over again. Sorry. Was great to chat with you. See you next season.
That's it. Keep watching.
You'll make it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support.
We're off, aren't we? What a dick.
Oh, man, I hate talking to fans.
I'm so sorry about that. It's usually not like that. Like, usually they're not that aggressive.
Yeah, don't take that personal. You're going to get... We get it all the time. Hell, I can't tell you how many times I've had to deal with one of these little pricks.
Mm.
Besides, we need new blood. We just need you to make sure you're... Well, keeping your head in the game and getting better every time. You've got so much potential, bud. So much potential.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna continue. I think I can iron out like my. I don't know. I just get a little nervous sometimes, and I don't know. But with some more experience, I'm sure.
And so it's experience. We'll do some film work together. I'm more than willing to take some time with you. We can watch some things. We'll get used to some prompts. It's all about making sure that feel comes natural.
Yeah. And I'm always around to like run some scenes and stuff if you want to do like some one-on-one things. Like I've got a bunch of great games that are fantastic for just like 2 players if you want to like do it in a smaller space as well.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
B is by far and away the best at setting up that dialogue. And if we can manage that, people eat it up. Those interpersonals, fuck yeah, they're all over it.
Lol. And like, maybe you could teach me some new things too, Kitty Cat. Like I've been around here for some time. I could like use some cool new ideas, and I'm sure you're full of them.
Yeah. I got these new techniques that I heard someone talk about on stream that I would like to try. It seems pretty. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I think I have this interview. Is it supposed to be now? I think
you got a few minutes, but it's going to be, yeah. Don't let anybody get a hold of you.
Mm-hmm.
Have somebody with you. I know that they just asked for you, but take somebody there with you for support. It'll make it go easier, and God knows I don't like doing those interviews alone. B's a good choice. Hell, even Nova's not the worst choice. He certainly will make sure that you don't have to carry the talking weight.
Yeah, maybe I'll take Moon.
Lol.
That might be a good idea too.
Yeah, he seems to know how to handle these things. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of tend to talk about just analyzing the game, and he's a bit more of a charismatic person, I guess.
Yeah, when he's not all pissed off.
I mean, it's funny when he's pissed off. I'm not gonna lie, like that cracks me up. Oh.
Yeah, he takes it serious though. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's like a line, right? It's like you can't kill yourself over this stuff. You've got to like loosen up and relax and like learn to enjoy it, because if you turn this stuff into like a proper like hardcore job, then it's not fun anymore.
You got to be loose, otherwise it just doesn't flow.
I mean, it's easy to say that, but I dropped out of school and everything to do this. It's not just.
Don't worry, we're gonna get back up there.
Yeah,
I have faith in us all. I have faith in you.
Yeah, I have too, but like, yeah.
Hit your interview. It's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm. You got this.
Yeah,
you're gonna smash
it. See you in a bit then.
All right.
Ciao.
I don't know what we're gonna do with him, B.
I don't know either. Like, I love him so much. I just want to squeeze. I mean, I can't because, like, obviously, like, we're not in a physical capacity. But I just want to like squeeze their cheeks and stuff.
That isn't the only fan that's saying he's dead weight.
Oh yeah.
I'm hearing it on the boards.
Oh. Really?
We may have to make some hard decisions.
What are people saying about them?
Well, ideas are stale, too quiet, too many ums.
But that stuff, like, you get over that stuff. Like, that stuff, I had that, you had that,
and they're the future. We've got to have new blood.
Yeah.
So even if we lose them, we're going to have to pick up somebody young.
Yeah. And like, I feel weird for asking. I mean, I try to stay off the boards and stuff because like they can be pretty toxic. But like, what are people saying about me?
They say what they always say. You're the best at emotion.
Oh.
They always say it. You know, you're a superstar.
Oh, but like this is because you guys are so fantastic. Like I want to go because you guys are great. Noah.
What's up, Nova?
What's up, y'all? Oh man. Oh, there's some serious stuff going in that other room.
Oh my god.
Interview or something.
You missed the biggest prick fan ever. Just unloaded on Cat.
What?
Oh my god. Yeah, like they came in for like a chat and stuff because they're a patron, and they just like went off on Kitty Cat about how like they're not good and like we need to replace them.
Ask who we've chosen to replace them.
Yeah.
Who?
Cat.
Cat.
Ask right in front of Cat who we were getting to replace them.
That's cold.
Yeah.
That's cold.
They loved you though. They loved you. They were all about you.
Oh yeah. They were wishing that Nova was here.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, look, this is a team effort, right? This is a team sport. This isn't no individual play.
That's what we told Cat, but
I mean, look, if it was Cat on their own, oh man, that'd be a shit show, you know? But Cat with our crew, I mean, I think that there's some magic there.
I think so too. But I was talking to B here. The boards are lighting up that Cat is the weak link. I mean, what are you thinking of? I mean, let's be honest.
Okay, check this out. I was just having a conversation, and you know, me and Noon were just talking about how, and you know, it was just like thinking out loud, out of the box. You know, maybe it's time to just mix around some of the roles and try some different things out. People don't get burned out. People don't get tired of their role. You know, like even me, like moving, you know, a little less of some of the story stuff. Maybe even sometimes, you know, like maybe Kat can do a little bit of the captain magic. Maybe you want a seat in the story thing, you know, and we just kind of, you know, just tease it for a couple episodes, see if it like gets the juices going.
Well, we could try new things. I never mind trying new things. I'm not sure if Cat's going to be very strong at command, but
hey, look,
I'm
I
ready.
can see it falling apart, but you know, sometimes you get surprised, and even if Cat in the captain's seat doesn't work out, no sweat. That's just an episode. Then we move Cat somewhere else, and you know, see if they like it over there. And you know, I could use a day off. Honestly, I've got some other things outside of the game. I mean, I know sometimes we don't talk about it, but you know, sometimes I just need a day to do something else as well, right? So like, this gives us a way to like move things around, take a little break. You know.
Are you wanting a break, Nova? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, you know. Like here and there. I mean, doesn't everybody? I mean, if we're doing this 24/7, we're just going to get burned out. That's not good. That's not good for anyone. That's not good for our fans.
We could look into getting an alt. Someone to pop in. It's not against the rules to have an alt.
Yeah, we could do. I think an alt's maybe a good idea.
Yeah. Well, like,
yeah, I mean,
you have any thoughts, like, on who?
Oh.
Well, I've talked to a few other teams, and you know, they have people that you know, not every team's sticking together next season.
Oh.
Sounds like rumors.
Yeah.
Ooh. Is it the city folk? The city folk I hear are getting fragmented.
Yeah, and well, I've also heard that that the Death Cult may not be coming together again next season.
What? The Death Cult? Dude, they've been around forever. I thought they were hot as shit.
Yeah.
Interpersonal problems.
I remember our first like face-to-face con where they turned up and we turned up. That was a blast.
One of the problems is that they live too close together. A couple of them just started fucking.
Too much
yeah.
face-to-face.
Yeah.
That'll do it. I mean, once in a while, hey, that's cool, but like...
It builds jealousy in a team. I've never seen it as a good idea.
Bio, am I right?
Exactly.
Too much bio.
But we can talk about that. Putting an alt on the roster, especially somebody hot, that might appeal.
So check it out. Last season, right? One of our sponsors, had me do a little test production. And, it was with a little bit of a prodigy. I'm not going to say names right now. I mean, it was a little bit under the radar, but, just a little bit of a test of a new game, a slight tweak on this thing. Now, the game's a little bit shit, to be honest. Like, it's not where we want it. I don't think it plays to our strength. But, this person was kind of hot shit. I've got a little interview with them in a little bit. Maybe I can bring it up.
Not a bad idea. We need somebody who could do good drama, but could still be funny.
It's a tough combo to crack.
Because pathos
That's why we are
sells.
who we are, right?
Pathos sells, but funny is money.
Yeah, I got to get those good comedic beats in there to like break up all the sad. You know how it goes.
Oh, I know. Especially because can't let go of the sad. I mean,
oh no, I mean that's like, yeah, that's where we come from. That's like our core brand,
That's what they come for. That's what we got to keep selling.
Yeah, but you don't want them to get tired of it. I think we've got this is like a magical formula. Now let's see here, huh? So I've got this interview coming up, and oh shit, that's like 3 minutes time. Maybe I should bring someone along and someone from the team, kind of dynamic, maybe it'll like get them, kind of hyped. Now you're saying like the word on the street about Kat, not so hot, or, I mean, I don't know.
Well, you think maybe getting a little more FaceTime for Kat would make them a little more appealing?
Yeah.
I'd like to give them as much chance as possible.
Yeah, we don't want to get a rep where like, we bring in new people and then as soon as people are like, oh, we don't want them, then we kick them out, without trying.
And they're having a hard time at home, and I mean, it would break my heart.
All right. I don't know. What do you got in a couple minutes, Beats?
Oh, nothing. I mean, I'm just hanging around.
Then let's do this. Let's go talk to this person.
It sounds good. I love talking.
Let's see.
Build us up.
You got it, Buff.
Oh, you know what? I mean, I think I gave them this location. So, and I gotta say they're a little bit introverted, I mean, not like shy, do you know what I mean? Like the big crowds. So like maybe when they come down, it'll be like me and I'll introduce Beats.
I'll make myself scarce. All right. Be cool.
You got it. But I mean, we got a few minutes. Any other word on the street? What'd they say about me in that interview? I'm just kidding.
Hello, I'm in.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I'm out.
Can you see me already?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is your camera working there?
Yeah. So I was not supposed to come here. I know you wanted this other lady, but I'm Zim and I'm her replacement. I hope you're fine with me as well. Do you have any issues with male nipples on this channel?
Wait. I'm sorry. What? Zim?
I hope not.
Whoa. Wait,
wow.
what?
I brought that in.
I don't know
Lol.
what's going on. Is it, are we just being like pranked or something?
No, I'm Zim Zim. You must have heard of me. I have this this beauty show on YouTube. I'm quite popular, the most prominent male beauty part in Hawaii.
Oh wait, are you the one who's supposed to be doing this test with me?
Yeah, but my colleague just called me and told me that I should come in because she said she's not available today. Maybe it has something to do because you lost the league, huh? Well, I thought it's an opportunity for me. I don't know anything about what you're doing. This Code X. What's it?
Yeah, it's Code X.
Yeah.
Let me introduce my friend here. This is Beat 10 Divinity, or you can just call her Beats.
Beat.
Yeah, whatever.
Sounds good. And you're a supernova. Yeah, that's something with like exploding star stuff. I heard that. What do we present today? I have so many stuff I shall present. I'm such an influencer. I don't know anymore. Is it about this bird or this like? Is it this thing or I don't know anymore? Or this?
I don't know. What do you think, Beats? I mean, could this work?
Yeah, I mean, like, what? So, like, what's the backstory of this? I don't quite understand. Are we monetizing? Are we like trying to get product out there? Like,
you've never done that before.
Yeah. You tell us. You tell us. Just like wing it.
It's easy. Come on. You were supposed to be influencers. I guess that was before last week. All right. So you got from your sponsor. You got a product.
Wait. Forget about all that, man. Just pretend like there's a new story. What do you want the story to be? Go.
Oh, I hate it. You're one of those story people. Stories are so lame. Come on, go out into the real world. The real world has stories enough. You don't need to invent them.
This is what we need. Look at this subversion.
Come on, your sponsor is supposed to have given you something to test, and now for your audience, and we go live, we say how much we love this product and how much it helped in our life, and we all smile a little bit, and then it's done. I also don't have an endless time for you story idiots.
Yeah.
I got a bad feeling about this Supernova. Like, I didn't get in this to like make this a capital thing and like push product and stuff. I just want to have fun with our friends and that kind of thing. Sorry, this is for maybe another time to have this chat, but
right. Well, why don't we have that conversation like offline in a little bit? But maybe we can talk right now and just let's see if let's make this an interview, right? Because like I kind of like what we're seeing here. This is a little bit of subversion of the subversion, right? This is like meta of the meta, because like she don't look happy, right? And we're gonna have to throw her in the mix anyways.
Yeah,
I dig that. Yeah, I can get behind that. I'm digging this vibe a lot. I'm wary. I'm just flagging that.
I mean, what's the worst thing that'll happen, right? Maybe we'll talk about it later, But
Well,
tell us more about yourself. What do you like to do, honey?
Yeah.
What? I think I've gone into like a kind of circus with ugly story people here. I'm so sorry to say that, but you both look super unhappy. Is it so bad that you lost your league? Is it all about your game? You don't seem to care about the money. I mean, but don't you need the money? Who has bought you all this shit behind you? Huh?
Oh man, that's paid for. That's old. Now don't worry about the past. Let's talk about the future. Like, what would you want in the future? What would you want next week and the week after that? Forget about story games. It's all a construct. What do you want?
I want to watch the soccer championship next week. It's the World Cup starting. And there are lots of beautiful people in there and new fashion trends to impose the Italian teams, like always telling us how guys will look in the next 10 years. You should watch it. I'm very excited about it.
All right, Beats. I think I'm getting a little bit bored, though. Like, how do we mix this up? How do we make this work?
Good question.
I'm loving the angst, but like...
Yeah, the angst is spot on. I mean, I'm not a sports person.
I
But
think I'm out here. I'm out here. You are sad story gamers. You're born to lose in your games.
Hey.
That's what we want. That can you just keep doing that?
Yes.
But like in character. Do you know what I mean?
Get off my screen. I can't hear that nonsense anymore.
Yes. All right. No, I think
amazing.
you're hired. We can at least do a couple episodes.
You like to lose. That's the point. You like to lose. Go away from me, losers.
It's gold.
This is amazing. That was so weird.
You just dropped?
I guess.
I mean, I think we were all on the same page, right?
I think so. I mean, yeah, I think so. At the end, I think in the end, yeah, we're all on the same page. But like, oh my god, yeah, that was amazing.
I mean, I think that would add a little bit of like some dynamic chemistry to the team. I mean, look, Beats, I dig what you're saying. Like, we don't want to be all like corporate sponsorship and that kind of bullshit. But you know, the reason this thing came up is because there was like the new hotness, right? The new game. Honestly, I think it's gonna fail. But they put me in touch with that other story gamer, and that other story gamer was pretty tight. I think he could be an asset. But then like this, oh man, like
Yeah,
that's a different level, right?
that was something else. Like, man, if we get that, no one's gonna have that. Like, that was pure primal raw. Like, I couldn't even tell if they knew what was happening or if they didn't. It was just so hard to tell, but like the character from the player, it was amazing.
Oh, that was intense. And how many seasons have we had? Like you said, I've never seen that before.
I've never seen
Not
that.
from any team.
Yeah, and that'd be really fun. Like, I think, yeah, I could envision a lot of really fun scenes with that person.
We just have to be careful that they don't just talk about like soccer or football or whatever the whole time. That could be a bit of a downer. It could get old.
Yeah. Like, you don't want to get into that niche. Like, I mean, don't get me like, there's not a lot of overlap between sports fans, like the story game league, you know?
But you know, I mean, we know how to like massage the characters and things. I think we could keep her on track, even if maybe she wasn't quite 100% on the same page. I think we can do this thing. I mean, look, what was that other team? Oh man, that was years ago.
Not the Death Cult or the City Folks or
the City Folks. It was the City Folks. You remember they had that one guy. I don't think he was all there, man. I think he's in an institution now. But like, you know, they had him on there for a while. You could tell, like, well, I couldn't tell if it was like a real thing or just, you know, a game. But it turned out, you know, like he just had a little bit of a thing. I think he went overboard at some point and he just couldn't handle it. But while he was there, that was some hot shit. And I think this could be hot shit.
I think this could be hot shit. And like, speaking of, I mean, now that it's a Stuart, I gotta ask, like, are you doing okay, Soups? Like, you?
Well, I mean, you know, like I'm doing all right. I mean, you know, look, my game is my game. I mean, I don't like to brag. I think we all are pretty top notch, and so I don't think my game has been deteriorating. But I gotta admit, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there, man. I've got this new partner. You know, they've got a kid. You know, the kid's young, so it takes time. And you know, like I'm not responsible for most of that stuff, but you know, they want to go to the park. They want it sometimes, like, hey, my car's broken down. Can you take the kid into school? Like, it takes time, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
but I'm here. You know, it's cool.
Okay, well, you know, if you want to chat, like, anytime, just let me know. Like, I'm all ears.
Cool. What's up, guys?
What's up, y'all?
You know,
we had a crazy interview.
How did it go?
Oh my god!
Oh, it was epic. Tell them about it.
Oh, geez. Well, like, whew, I don't even know where to begin. This person came on and they like got naked and started like.
Oh hell!
That's just how it started. That was the beginning.
Yeah, that's how it started.
It got better.
Yeah, and then they were super intense and like they left crying, but in a good way, you know, like in a good like bleedy, intense, dramatic way.
Broadcast it.
I think they could add something we haven't seen ever before.
Is it gonna pass censors?
Well, I mean,
how naked is naked?
Oh, just like bust naked.
Male bust naked.
Male bust naked, yeah.
All right, that usually gets by. Okay. Oh.
You okay, Dad?
Hashtag free the nipple. I'm just saying.
Lol. You're looking a bit rough there, though, Docky.
Well, Nova, I want to talk to you about something. Just an idea. I'm just floating this idea. We're talking about kind of mixing up roles. I'm all for that. Oh shit, we lost Nova.
No.
B, we're thinking of asking Nova to maybe slide to coach.
Oh, really? Why?
We know they ain't in the game.
Yeah. I mean, like, well, like,
just having some time off, maybe.
Well, like that, or I mean, so like, they've just got a new partner, right? And whenever that happens, like, you're inevitably going to take some time out for your loved ones and stuff. And you know what? Maybe they'll get some more like cool new stories from these like new interactions they're having in their life and stuff. Like about, they can run some storylines about like raising kids, like that kind of thing.
Well, if we go with that alt idea, then the alt can come in, be playing a bit in place of Nova. Nova's still here to. Nobody gives better interview. People love Nova. So,
oh yeah,
and I sure as hell don't want a bunch of bitching on the boards if they leave.
Yeah, there would be a lot of complaining if Nova left for sure.
Especially if Nova gets up there and stirs the shit.
Would Nova do that?
I don't know how they'll take it if we suggest sitting back.
I mean, if they want to put down the hours, I mean, that's fine. I guess I wouldn't mind them staying if they want to put down the hours, but I just don't see that happening. But I just think talking about them, talk to them about it would be good. Also, just giving them the opportunity to step back a little.
Oh, hey.
Oh man. Oh, sorry, guys. The partner just came over. The kid needed to use the microwave for their little lunch things. I guess they eat a bunch, right, kids? It fries my Wi-Fi.
That's cool, Nova. And honestly, it kind of brings up a topic we were wanting to discuss with you. If we're talking about an alt, and you're wanting a little more time, out of game. That's
everybody wants a little time, right? It's not just me, right?
Well, some of us want more than others.
Okay.
I was thinking, maybe we bring in this alt, see how they work out, see how it's going, and if you're interested, maybe slide you into a little more of a coaching role.
Oh, coaching. Okay, I see what you're saying. And are we thinking of rotating the cast a bit, like moving people in and out of different roles?
Certainly can.
Okay.
And you're the face. Everybody loves Supernova.
Hey, all of us have got our fans, right?
Well, and that'll give you a chance just to kind of, focus on being that out front persona for us. While at the same time.
Because I can come back in and still do some stuff, right?
Absolutely.
It's not like I'm going anywhere, right?
Right. And give you some time off from, some of these practice sessions, have these alts kind of slide in here and, and we'll find somebody that's gonna work. It's gonna be up for that idea.
Yeah. And hey, man, I think we might have found somebody.
Really?
Seriously.
Who?
What was her name? Yaya?
Zim?
Zim?
The person from the interview.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it was
The
magic.
half-naked person.
Hey, wait. I know I dropped for a minute. Like, did you get the rest of the story from Beats?
What you
No.
been doing?
Well, what were you guys talking about?
Going over that alt idea and figuring that out a little bit. But no, I want to hear more of this interview. Yeah, please.
All right.
Nova.
This ZZ person, man, she came in and it was just like she was already in character. I mean, and like you haven't seen this kind of character. Just straight in your face, like story game, fuck story game. Like I had a flashback of like back in the whole, the Forge. I'm talking like way back, like some of that drama, right? Oh man. And she was all over the place, just like, what are you guys doing? You guys are the worst. Oh, you people, like that kind of drama. Oh man. But I think, like all in character, like it was dynamic.
Yeah, it was. I've never seen anything like that before. It was like the new wave of story game telling. Lol.
Are they? Is she gonna be able to follow orders?
Well, I mean, I think part of what she brings is that no.
Okay.
You dig?
Okay.
Like, how often do you see that out there?
Well, not a lot. Tell Noon. Noon, listen to this. See what you think. You didn't hear about this person like I did yet.
I mean, the only thing you missed is the nipples, but everything else you just heard, right? I mean, how does that sound? Just imagine what I said. Just add nipples. See, look at Noon. Yeah.
All right.
I think it's
then we can certainly give tryouts. Hell, let's play with them. Let's see what this new energy is like.
Let's do a tryout, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
it's worth a try.
Well, I got a sponsor meet in just a few, which
yeah, can you like ask what's up with like the like my equipment starting to fail again? We need like definitely the new versions of stuff.
I'm definitely going to make sure that we can get what we can get. Awesome. It's not going to be as easy with what happened last time, but again, our story's the best out there. I think that I think I'll be able to negotiate it out.
Tell him we've got this hot shit. Don't tell him exactly what, but tell him it's something nobody's ever seen before.
It's perfect. I just teased that in my weekly review. We've got some changes coming. Awesome.
All right, cool. Well, then I'm gonna dip over that sponsor here in a second.
Oh wait, hold on just a sec. Look, DL. We were supposed to have like, that YouTube star that I've been working with, Jay Chill. Like Jay Chill was supposed to be in the meeting that I had, and then this Yaya ZZ person showed up, right? I think, I don't know if there was confusion. I mean, she was saying something about how we lost the last thing, and that's why, I think we've been downgraded. But I think that was just part of the show, right? That was part of her personality, right, Beats?
Yeah, totally. So, yeah.
Shit. All right. Well, I got to hit this sponsor. I can't keep a sponsor going. Y'all make decisions. I'll be back.
Good evening. I'm already here. I have already listened in a little bit, I have to admit.
Oh.
You sent me the link. I think you forgot to your private chat.
Guys, I need the room if y'all don't mind.
That's right. Gotta get back to the game.
Hi there.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, everybody feel invited to stay. I think this should not only be discussed with the captain of the team, especially if we don't know if the captain is still the captain next season. I'm a representative of Green Goo. a highly modern energy drink from the Amazon River, and we use all kind of plants nobody has ever seen to make this a very special experience. Like it sharpens memories, it gives you like a better sense to smell. Yeah, it's like I hope you have tried it already. Have you?
Oh, definitely. Unbelievable product. We are super excited. Hell, we were unbelievably excited after we tasted it.
So I know you will have a hard time ahead of you, and I'm pretty sure some restructuring has to happen in the team to make this a success story for you and me, right?
We have some ideas. We have a new player we're thinking of bringing in that is, well, to say different is an understatement. It's going to bring a whole new set of excitement to the crew. The Ratchets will be ratcheting it up. And along with that, you know, I'm thinking that with your green goo constantly being drank by us, that fight to get back up, it's going to be a Cinderella story that green goo is a part of. You see, it will be the fuel for the rebirth of the Ratchets.
That's the Dark Lord, my social media relation person, was talking about. Yeah, I like the way of your how you think and how you can also turn bad stories into really good stories, believable stories, stories which make people forget about things which don't make any sense anyway, right? So, for example, I would like to invite the team, after a couple of successful matches possibly, to the Amazonas River and do a little statement. We have a little farm there, organic food and everything, and good things like because there is an image in the public which needs to be reestablished, like with the team you have.
Well, I'm sure we'd love a chance to travel. What's just to have it clear in my mind, so we're on the same page. What sort of rebranding are you thinking of for Goo?
Well, there was a campaign by a big NGO in the United States which was pushing us into a corner where we don't belong to. We bring jobs to thousands of people. It should not be forgotten. So I can send the portfolio of all the material you need. You just need to sign the contract, and we will support a full amateur season, and with a bonus if you make it to the professional league again. And then we can reestablish even stronger ties to also other sports people and so on. I think it will be great. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, please come back to me as soon as possible. I want to fix this deal, if possible.
Thank you.
Do you have a CSR policy?
CSR, you know, we have a CSR policy, but even mentioning this term makes me give us an itch. I don't know where it comes from. Maybe bad material here. So please, keep the kids out of this. This is a strong statement. Thank you. Goodbye.
We appreciate it. Goodbye.
Hey, we missed it.
Oh, fuck.
That was awesome.
Well.
Did you see his face?
What?
Oh, what a tool.
Cat, that, well, that was digging right into the old rainforest heart, wasn't it?
Tragic story, at least.
Green Goo, the drink that fuels the drama.
Oh, I'm so sad I missed that.
Well, I suppose that we bring a lot of jobs to a lot of people is a nice way of saying we cut down the rainforest and, you know, are destroying a ton of habitat. But, you know.
I mean, as long as we don't need to be like the ones saying that into a camera, I don't think I could keep a straight face.
He's probably going to want us to come down there and stand in the middle of a strip forest. But he's sponsoring us the whole amateur season and bonus for making tourney.
Okay.
Hey, what's a CSR?
Corporate social responsibility. It's like saying that you're not running people out of their ancestral homes and stuff.
It gave him a little itch when we mentioned it.
You know, this is good stuff. This is some real deep cut dramatic irony to close a season out with. That we could write that. We could use that.
We only got to stick with them for 1 year, then we're back on top.
I mean,
and during that year, no, I like where Noon is going here. We've got some subversion in the story now, right?
Yeah.
We will have to drink that foul shit.
We play the evil corporate villains all season long and then turn that shit around at the end. No one will see that coming. They are gonna. We just gotta like toughen up because we'll hear about it, right? It'll be like sellouts and ooh, sweet.
That's it. We just got to keep making sure we're the villains everybody wants to watch.
Yes,
we can do that, team.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, but it's kind of a deviation from like our like usually we always say like we're gonna be sad and then like some funny stuff and like some genuine stuff, and this feels a bit like fake.
Well, again, we play the villain for funny. We play the social responsibility for the fields.
Oh yeah, I can dig that.
I like it. Noon.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think we're willing to sign this devil's bargain?
Yeah, I think I'm in. I'm pumped.
All right.
I'm pumped for this.
All right.
That way we can stay together and stuff, right? Like it's kind of the way we can stay together.
It's a new leash on life for the Ratchets.
And it sounds like you guys have some really cool story ideas here, and I'm gonna have input. Don't get me wrong; it's not like I'm going anywhere, but then that way we can do like shared writers' room, right? You got this week. Yeah. I'll see you next week. That kind of thing.
And Nova, you and B,
your feedback.
Yeah. And Nova B, why don't y'all get Yaya or whoever, and we'll start practicing. We'll see how that's going.
That could be a big wild card.
Attention. This platform from this sponsor is closing down any minute. Please log off now and secure any personal data. This is your last call.
Looks like the
log
server's
off
going
and
down.
save all personal data.
All right.
Well,
please log off.
I'll be in touch with the sponsor.
Yep.
Okay.
And save any personal data.
Catch ya. Love you guys.
Ciao.
Feel the drama.
Love you too.
Peace.
Ciao.
Good. I see you all returning. Slowly, one after another. You are still in character. Turn your camera on, but your microphone please off. Select the other players, look them into their face, and think about what decision you would like to make. And you can turn your camera off again whenever you want, but you can also keep it on. Move to the tab with the letters. So everybody has their own tab. And there you can think about what you want to write into the group, into the email group to everybody else. I will share the screen of the final our decision in a moment. So everybody has their own tab, the veteran decision, the rookie decision, and so on. There you can write whatever you want and then send the email. I'm focusing the screen there. And I might need to continue talking so the camera stays focused on me for that to happen. So I hope you feel comfortable what you have to do. Otherwise, write that in the Hangouts chat or into the video chat. And I try to respond to your questions rules-wise, because that is also my responsibility. Think about what kind of future you would like to see for the team, for yourself. Yes, you write over what is written there. The written text is just a template, so you get an idea of what is written there. And if you don't mind, I even focus the camera for a moment on somebody who hasn't written much yet. Maybe to the captain for a second. Yes. That sounds good. Or the veteran. I think I need to move back. Yep. So, and we see one person has already written their letter. One email is received. When you wrote your email to the others, then join me in the tab for that. I think I will even move away from that again and only go in there when you feel ready. Otherwise, you might be able to read already what the others write. Don't want that. Just need to check in once in a while if you're all ready, if you all had written your letter already. And then we can have a look together at what we have written. And if you don't mind, you can read the letter to the others. And then the game is over. We do the debrief. But we're not yet there. So far we have one letter finished. For the others, the email is still outstanding. One email received. Once in a while I check. Yeah, I said you can keep your camera on or off, wherever you like. We're doing this. I think just because it's the end of the game. Soon will also be visible again. Yeah. So far, one email received. But take your time. We hear the Iron Man by Rush playing right now. But we don't know if it's on Moll. Or on a happy sound. With you story gamers, you never know anyway. So anybody else ready for their letter? Do I see something incoming? Not yet. But as we said, that's all right. One letter. A second letter has come in. Oh. Three more letters outstanding. What will the future of the team be? A third letter is in. A fourth letter. One letter left. One last letter. And the last letter has come in. Okay. So you can switch your microphones on again. And I think we can read the letters together.
Ooh, should we each read them? Like,
I was thinking about if you just want to read it, you can all now join the Our Decision tab. And I think we have the time. And I would like to hear them from you. But depends on you.
All right, who wants to read first?
Well, you're the captain.
Let's go from captain, rookie, star, mascot, veteran.
Okay.
Then we shuffle up the order a little bit.
Hi, team. Glad to be leading us into a new season. We're going to take on a new player as an alt and have Nova in a more coaching position. I'm going to be more focused this season and do all I can to help everyone here be the best they can. Of course, anyone who thinks they need to leave is free to do so with no hard feelings. But I think we have something special, and I want us all to be a part of it. Practice starts tomorrow. We break in the new player and rock the fuck out of the new season. You are why I play, and I love you all.
Woo! Rookie.
Yeah. Hi all. I was the rookie of our team. I feel happy, excited. I think the team is awesome. But also that Supernova should be allowed to slide into a coach role if they want to spend more time with their new QT. I think we should get a new player to fill the role whenever Nova can't make it. But I think we should try another time to go pro again. I want to continue to learn from my mistakes and my teammates' experiences, and I want to work hard and train, but also take some time to have more fun with my teammates. I sacrificed a lot to get here, but I need to remember that I do this because I love playing these games. I'd like to Supernova to feel like they're a part of the team regardless of what role they take in the future, and to feel that it's okay to prioritize other things after an awesome career. For me, you all are a family, and I don't want this to stop that. See you tomorrow for another round of practicing, right? P.S. Thanks for all the support. You have no idea how much it means to me. Love you all.
Oh, Star, our Star.
Yes. Hey, fellow Ratchet and supervillains. Woo! I'm pumped and so proud! Exclamation mark, 1, exclamation mark, and so on. Yeah, so proud of you folks. Super, you're the best. I think with you in the new role as coach, it's going to be good. And B10 shot calling, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait for us to get that new feel going. This will be a huge upswing. I love how so many already hate me. It's going to be sweet to subvert the subversion. Chef's kiss. And the new gal, so good, way more edgy and sexy, will spice up the amateur league. Let's make everybody get invested way more in the storyline of the amateur league than the pro one. Yours, Noon, forever, name change. Love it, love the game, love you, XOXOXOXO.
Ooh, cool. Yay! Mascot, our mascot, B10.
Yo, it's Beats B10, whatevs, lol. I feel like kind of weird right now. I feel like we're not united on where we're going and who we want to be. There was like talk of like cutting people and changing people and bringing in new people and getting like new sponsors and stuff. And honestly, I think we need to like sit together and properly hash this out in like an honest, free, and frank way. That's the only way we're gonna stay together as a team. But you know what? I want to see all your faces in the future, no matter what happens. I love each of you so much. Even you, 9lol, even though we don't talk much. I especially want to see the shining supernova there. Hot. Love, you are so great, and I appreciate you a lot. I want for the future, though, for us to stay friends together and, like, playing games together and stuff, because, like, that's why I joined this in the first place. Like, I joined this to play games with my friends, lol. And for myself, I just want to learn and grow with my friends. I want to learn new techniques from Kat. I want to try out some weird, like, meta games with Soups and Zim. But most of all, I want to just, like, keep having good laughs and, like, good lols with you guys. I don't want us to break up or anyone to leave. Just, you'll give me so much life. I forgot to fill in that bit. Anyway, again, I love you guys. So whatever happens, like, please know that these games have been some of the happiest moments of my life, and I really appreciate it. Y'all make me a good player. And Kat, P.S., you're so great. I'm so glad you joined our community. Don't worry, you'll find your voice in here. And Dark Lord, I really appreciate the support throughout. You're so kind to me, and I'm really glad that I know you.
Ooh, thank you. What does the veteran Supernova say?
Hey, all. Look, I mean, I feel conflicted leaving. I mean, I want a slow transition for me and for you. You know, we got to mix it up. Do some new exciting stories, new exciting players. I mean, I have extra game responsibilities. Don't we all, right? But my teammates are still my family, and I want to see this thing thrive. You know, I want to play a little bit less, but still be involved, heart and soul, be a mentor maybe. You know, if anybody wants to leave, that's cool. I wish them luck, but I don't really have time for that. I've got time for my family, my new one and my old one. And look, you know, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not going to be saying that all the time, but you know, thanks for the support, team. I love you all. You're my family.
Thank you very much. And it's time for a little applause, if you like. Yeah. Thank you very much for playing End Game, and I'm very happy to see a happy ending. And I feel even invited. I feel like I'm the new player who might join the team. Thank you very much. Cool. So we all should stretch a little bit, our muscles and legs and everything. And what do you think about returning in 3 minutes and do a round of debrief? Is that good for you?
Sounds great.
Cool. Okay, in 3 minutes 35. See you there.
Do you play standing tones?
I do. I have like a little standing desk, so like I've kind of gotten used to it. And I've got, oh, check this out. Oh, hold on. Got my like standing mat with all the weird shaped things.
Neat.
I used to have like just a thick yoga mat from the thrift store, and I just cut it into pieces.
Neat.
But then after a few years, I was like, you know what? I'm doing this all the time. I'll get like the pro version.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
I obviously sit to play, but like work, I stand the whole time. So so when I game, I put my fat ass in a couch.
That's fair enough.
It's good to mix it up. If you're going to stand all day working, I would sit.
Yeah, 10 hours in front of a grill.
I can imagine.
I mean, I've got the pro gamer chair.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because I like
sports team on.
I noticed that as well with like working too much and not having a good seat, doing too much computer work.
What eSport do you play?
I mean, I don't really. I played a lot of Dota, and like to the point where with a colleague we even made a analysis app for it to give you like live readouts of data. And
I installed it.
I played 2,500 hours of it.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah.
Right, Tyler, did you see the debrief section at the?
Yes. Let me hop over to that real quick. That's right. That is my thing to be doing. All right.
It's like on line 86, I think you can already. No, but yeah, bottom part of 84 is also relevant because.
Is it in main?
It's in the setup.
Oh,
in setup
shit.
in 84, 83, 84, it begins.
Gotcha.
But the first paragraph we have already done.
Okay.
Which is stretching your muscles.
Right. Okay. When everybody's back, camera's on, moderator starts to debrief by thanking everybody. Yes, thank you all. This was a ton of fun. In second round, have opportunity to praise other players. Blah, blah, blah. 15 minutes. We'll do 15 minutes plus 5 extra per player for more than 3. So we'll have a little bit of extra time, if necessary. And so probably it's going to be best to just kind of go around the circle to get a little bit of feedback idea, to keep it a little organized. But I think a big old woo, 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 woo from everybody, right off the bat. We were really good.
Yeah.
But let's go through and do a little bit of feedback. I'll go second to last, but I'll let Gerrit have the last bit on feedback. So I'll start next to me. That's on my screen. That's you, Tones. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little what you thought and how you feel.
So yeah, I thought it was a blast. I mean, so I want to say kudos for setting up, the 2 rooms. I thought it worked really well, considering, I think if you told me a couple years ago you would be playing tabletop RPGs online, I'd be like, that sounds like an inferior experience. But as we know, within our community here, we found that we can do what is, amazing games, like playing in the online space. But then if you told me a year ago you'd be playing like LARPs online, I would have been like, yeah, but but this totally worked. I think that 2-room thing, and now I'm kind of fascinated. Like, I want to go and watch, what happened in the other room. And in fact, even with my character, there was a moment where my internet kind of froze, and it really did, right? When I kind of crapped out of that room, like I noticed everyone froze, and I jumped out, and I was like, oh, maybe I can use this as like an in-character moment. But just to test the internet, I went to the YouTube link. So I was actually listening into your conversation while I was out of the room. And I was like, ooh, that'd be funny. Like, I'm going to see what they say and then come in and pretend like I didn't know what happened, and just see what happened. So no, I thought it was fascinating. Even not just the 2 rooms, but the fact that it's live out there means you could go and monitor it, or other people could just watch, or you can see it later. I thought it's almost superior in some ways to doing it in person, in that later on you can't go and see what happened in that other room, right? So that's kind of cool as well. But I thought everybody brought it really well. For me, like, I hope you guys didn't mind my silly costumes. Like, when we took that last break, I was like, I ran up to Nova's room, because that's my daughter's room, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna grab a bunch of, like, I grabbed like a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna put something on because I know I can get into character, and then whatever, we'll go from there. But that really also helped for me. So
awesome, thank you. Let's scoot over to you, Mikhail, and if you could give a little feedback and how you feel about it all.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a lot of fun. Actually, a little overwhelmed with the instructions at first. I was like, oh, how I'm gonna switch between these rooms, and also like, I don't know, I didn't really have any feel for my character before, like, getting into the game either. So it was a little like, but it was a lot of fun. And also, like, I do quite a lot of like parallel LARPs and stuff. Being the Scandinavian that I am, and this felt kind of like that, actually. So I mean, yeah, I'm also like curious now to what else like you could do this with. But yeah, this game definitely didn't have any like backsides, I don't think, from having it done online. I think actually it's probably better. Yeah, so I mean, that's good.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Matthias, a little feedback and your feelings on it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think the whole setup stuff that worked really well, and everybody chipping in and helping out. Like that's actually kind of, in a way, a very good icebreaker for this game. Also, I feel like, because okay, we gotta handle the tech stuff as a team to start out with already, right? So So yeah, props for that. I kind of got stuck in one room for the most of the game, which was curious, even to the point where like, okay, now I'm out of here. But that was pretty neat as well. I'm also looking forward to like watching the other side. And I'm kind of scared of other people watching the other side because I was super manipulative. I had a lot of one-on-ones and getting other people to do the heavy talks with other people for me. So I didn't have to do it because yeah. But interestingly, it seems like the rest of the team was so mature and so good about everything that you were carrying my asshole self through the game to a happy ending, I feel.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Laura, my love, feelings and a little feedback.
Oh my gosh, that was such fun. I enjoyed playing it as like a competitive like storytelling like RPG kind of thing. That was like a really interesting. I feel like I'm gonna go away and have like a lot of bleed after this, so that'll be fun. And Gerrit, like, oh my god, thank you so much for orchestrating all of this and adapting it for online play. I agree. I think the experience was only enhanced by it being online. I think particularly for this like LARP and yeah, in particular, it felt like a natural, like purely like LARP space. I didn't have to like do any like suspension of belief or whatever to put myself in my character's shoes. Like, this was amazing, and I'm so happy that I got up at 6 a.m. to play this game. Yeah, it was a fantastic experience. You guys were all amazing, and I had a lot of fun like chatting with you guys. It was almost like I really felt like we were all playing ourselves for like an amped up facet of ourselves. I mean, that's because it was all like RPG stuff. But and then Gerrit, your NPCs were amazing. Like, that really like helped bring in some fun like zany new elements. I enjoyed all of that a lot. That's my feelings so far on it.
Thank you very much. I'll give a little bit of my feedback and my feels on it. First off, Gerrit, it is unbelievable the amount of work you put into this. I cannot thank you enough. First off, taking it from concept to practical is a step that is, I could not imagine being able to do it. So I 1,000 times applaud you for it. I think it worked really well for what it's supposed to be. It felt very much like we were in the moment dealing with each other in that situation. We've had success with that with like Winterhorn, where it felt really right to be doing it online. This felt really right to be doing it online, which is, you know, it's hard to imagine a LARP being done like that. And this just, it had everything you'd want for that sort of play. I agree with Lauren. I felt like I felt the bleed in it as well. Of, you know, in a way, I was playing me in some instances there, kind of that you know, I like to sort of take control of seeds when I'm playing. I felt that kind of captain-y aspect out of me and out, you know, to put into this character. Along with that, everybody had such an interesting pull for what their characters were about. I could really feel from each of the characters, and the way the rooms went back and forth. Because, you know, I am so technically incapable, and so I did struggle getting back and forth with rooms some. But stop, dog. I'm sure y'all could hear her breathing. It still felt right, because I could imagine this character. I could see Dark Lord being that frazzled person who's always where it is. I loved it. I loved everything y'all did, everything that was brought to it, and I love our competitive storytelling concept. I wonder how these competitions are judged, how you win in this game. Is it like figure skating? They put up the scores afterwards. It just sounds phenomenal. So that was my feelings. I had such a great experience. And so we will finish up with you, our amazing facilitator, Gerrit. What are your feelings and feedback?
Yeah, I'm so grateful to all of you for these 2.5 hours of play. I put a lot of work in it, more than I planned to do. So I have to also thank my family, because my partner took over a lot of care time about the household and our son in the last 2 days. Yes, it took some time, but it was totally worth it. And I mean, it's also nice to know that it is out there now, and others could also play it. And I made it enough effort that I think it's doable. You can, with the structure which is there. Thanks also to David Hertz for writing this LARP, because I found it and I thought, hey, that's cool. Everybody's just saying toxic gamers and so on, and now he makes a game about fields and gamers. So that's cool. Yeah, and it's not Ready Player #1 or whatever, but it's fields. It's good fields. It's like, and what do we make? And I love you so much all for that. We make it a story game, Battlefield. And so I couldn't really follow the story, because doing all this NPC and the timekeeping and everything, and I was happy that we have 5 players plus GM, because that meant that I could like take care for all of that. And I would also actually pretty strongly recommend having this GM role in the game. But I was always seeing like you having like weird conversations there, and I was still locked off. And like every time I was in with my NPCs, I love my narcissism is there, and I love to play. But this time I was really like, how soon could I get out there to just listen to you doing your stuff? And I also like that about the competitive storytelling. There was another meta level on it. This game is, you are supposed to break, that the team breaks. But we managed that the team not broke, at least not on the surface. These emails were all so kind and lol. So it looked like you found a way to collaborate with this coaching position and everything. It feels like, and it's a wonderful turning point in the story, I think. So when you think everybody's just playing to lose, and playing to lose is the obvious solution, what do my favorite players in the world do? They lose on losing, and so they win the game. Yeah, so that was fantastic. The other thing I would like to mention is the story prompts. I had the feeling they did a good job with breaking apart the rooms once in a while, but I would be very happy to hear a little bit more feedback about how the story prompts work, and if I could refine them in some sense. Like, for example, I love to listen to, you all should go to that video and see Matthias talking, doing a video diary, his vlog in character, and me making mean comments in between. It was a little bit awkward. We could have used some practice, like in some labs you have this practice exercises ahead, so we could have done that to make it even better, but it still worked so well, him sitting there and doing his video diary and me making the mean YouTube comments. Yeah, that was wonderful. I was looking just straight into his soul. That was my feeling in this scene. Yeah, so story prompts was something which wasn't in the lab, because in the lab it doesn't seem so necessary, at least maybe it would, I don't know. But here, yeah, it made it extremely fast. The pace was extremely fast. And sometimes what I like in labs is that you have a lot of time, the story has room to breathe, and it's totally okay to have 30 seconds of silence, which is for a video conference difficult to stand, because it feels dead when nobody is talking. And that is something which should be practiced, I think, as well. So here we had that a little bit at the beginning, but then because of the story prompts, everything was fast pacing. And yeah, so now I'm very much looking forward to listen to all of us on the recordings. I hope it worked. I so much hope the recording worked. Cool. Any final remarks? Otherwise, I would say I stop the recording. We could all stay a little bit in, and if you have something to say offline, which you don't want to be recorded and brought to the world publicly on YouTube.
I will say, where you're talking about the story prompts,
yeah,
we did start off, at least in our room, a little awkward getting rolling.
Yeah.
I almost feel like if there was maybe a little something for that alt room that doesn't have a designated task to lead them in. Because it was, you know, just because it's me, Lauren, and was it you, Tomes? Was it the three of us that started? No, it was me, you, and Mikhail, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we did have a kind of an awkward, stuttery bit. And if maybe there was just like some topic on the docket, something that was supposed to be us talking about, that would lead us in a little better. But as soon as we started getting moving, I think it felt great. I mean, it really flowed after that.
Yeah. So when the first story prompt is that both 3 branches have a prompt for them, that makes sense. Yeah, it should also be doable. Yeah.
And it could even be that those prompts are very like generic and high level, almost like story cues in Follow Magic or whatever, right? It's just like, you know, a phrase that gives you an idea for something to kind of kick off the scene or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's a smart idea.
Cool.
I mean, right, we were left alone right in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed that. Like what we went off of our prompts and just talked about the others, and that works on one-on-one, I think.
Yeah, I have one idea. Like some story prompts come later, and in game I maybe didn't make that explicit enough. All characters know that there will be an appointment with a journalist, for example. So, for example, the rookie could immediately start saying, I will have this interview and I just don't know what I should say there. This kind of story cue, you mean, right? So it might be just enough to give a recommendation. Start to talk about your upcoming story prompt as soon as possible. So you could extend on that. And we don't have to make it another layer of information on that, because there are already some.
I think that's pretty clever. And even if it was just like, you know, something like, how do you feel about the interview that's coming later, right? Like it doesn't say that you have to be nervous. You could be excited. You can, you know, like you can interpret that however you want, you know, and you can just ignore it too, right? Like it might be there, but because people are doing other stuff, you're like, whatever, you know, you'll get there when you get there. But
yeah. All right. I will stop the recording then now. That sounds good to you. And who wants to stay can stay. For the rest, good night or good day or whatever. But I first stopped the recording.
I stopped it.